200 years ago, during the reign of Tipu Sultan, towards the last phase of 18th century, a tragedy followed by gloom struck on the evening of Deepavali, a Hindu festival of lights. Hell's Gate was broken wide open when Tipu's army raided on a congregation of 700 Mandyam Ayyangars at Narashimhaswamy temple on the banks of Cauvery at Srirangaptna town, the capital of Tipu Sultan. With razor-sharp swords in their hands, the rampaging soldiers made the unexpected, bewildered and frightened crowd run fearing for their lives. In the wake of this unprovoked raid on innocent quiet people, there was a trail of destruction, chaos and killing nobody ever saw in this part before. In a jiff, an occasion of joy turned into one filled with crying, wailing and weeping over the dead and severely injured. The Sultan's army has just committed a massacre, the worst one on the soil of what is now called Mandya district of Karnataka. When Hyder Ali captured the throne of Mysore in a treacherous way from Immadi Krishnaraja Wadiyar II, the royal family of Mysore was kept under house arrest. But the Queen of Wadiyar, Lakshmi Ammani Devi, constantly made efforts for restoration of rule of Mysore royal family after looking at various atrocities committed on Hindu population by the government. She started negotiating with British in 1760s with the help of her Pradhan, which resulted in the imprisonment of relatives of Tirumala Iyengar by Hyder Ali. These people were called as Mandyam Ayyangars and they lived between Mandya and Srirangaptna area, mainly in Melkote. The Mandyam Ayyangars were masters of Sanskrit. They spoke a distinct dialect of Tamil called Mandyam Tamil. Tipu Sultan ruled his kingdom only about 16 years, from December 29, 1782 to May 14, 1799. The territory of Malabar was under the effective control for only a short period of 8 years. His Diwan, by the name Purnaya, had managed to gather some 90,000 soldiers, 3 crore rupees and huge quantities of gold ornaments and precious stones from the Hindu population for Tipu. Seeing this wealth, Tipu wanted to rule South India and wanted to become an emperor of India. Tipu had to defeat the British first to become an emperor. For this purpose, Tipu consulted many Hindu astrologers in Srirangaptna temple at Srirangapatnam. These astrologers did not see Tipu becoming an emperor, but suggested that if some of the remedial Hindu rituals were performed, he could achieve his cherished ambition. Believing these sayings of astrologers, Tipu performed all Hindu pujas in Srirangaptna temple as suggested by astrologers. This act is widely interpreted by the leftist and minority historians as a love and respect for Hindu religion and traditions by Tipu. But there is a long list of Hindu temples that were desecrated and razed down by Tipu and his army in South India, mainly in Kodagu and Malabar. On the eve of his death, there were only 2 Hindu temples left standing within Srirangapatnam fortress. After Hyder's death and Tipu Sultan becoming king, the queen intensified her efforts to place Wadiyar back on the throne of Mysore. When the news of Queen interacting with British with the help of Shamaya Iyengar reached Tipu, he decided to take a revenge. The agreement signed between British General Harris of Madras and Tirumala Iyengar further infuriated Tipu. Tipu ordered his troops to round up all Mandyam Ayyangars of Melkote, many of whom were relatives and friends of Tirumala Iyengar, and he massacred them in cold blood. The slaughter was on the day when Mandyam Ayyangars were getting ready to celebrate Naraka Chaturdashi. The celebrations turned into mourning. The cruelty inflicted on the innocent has parallel only to the Christian Nazi concentration camps of the Second World War. The slaughter literally led to the death of Melkote. All people abandoned the temple city and it soon turned into a ghost town. The 29 Kalyanis in Melkote went to dust. Water shortage became an endemic and the hills were browned and Sanskrit lost a home. To this day, the Mandyam Ayyangars of Melkote do not celebrate Deepavali. Unfortunately, there is no mention of this despicable incident in any history book. But even now, local folklore and few accounts of this horrifying event still exists. The Karnataka Brahmins, belonging to the community of Mandyam Ayyangars of Bharadwaja Gotra, observe Deepavali as a dark day.